Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to get the post from the database and show them as this one. So I don't want to take it a little long, so now let's move on to the coding. As you know, this page actually is our index.php. So in the index.php guys, I'm just going to create an object from the post. So that's why I'm going to write here post underscore me post. I have created a object from post class. So here guys, I have to include the post class as well. So that's why first of all I have to include the connection class. That's why I'm gonna write includes connection.php. Then I have to includes classes and post.php. So if I don't include that class here, probably when I go to index.php, it will give me error as this one. Assume that I haven't included, and when I come here, when I renew the page, as you can see, it says the post class is not found because I haven't included. So that's why I'm gonna include it here. So now when I go here, you see the error is gone. So the next step is guys, I'm gonna create another variable here which is called all post, and I will say post underscore get all posts. So I'm calling this get all post function from this post object. So actually we haven't created this function yet. So now let's move on to the post.php, so our post class. So here we have to create this function. The function will look like as this one: public function get all post. Then inside this function we have to write a simple SQL statement which is select all from post. So next step is I have to create a statement here, statement this connection prepare SQL. Then I have to execute it to get the all posts from the database. That's why I'm gonna write statement execute, and I have to give a empty array here because we are not supplying, we don't have to supply any ID or something else here. So that's why it's going to be empty. So now I'm gonna write here result statement fetch all. I have used fetch all here because we will get more than one post. If there's a one, it's okay, but if there is more, then it will get all of them. Okay, so the last thing we have to write here return the result. Actually all the posts will be stored in the result variable, and I'm gonna return this result, which means all the posts. Okay, so index.php we have to make some little changes on the post container, which is actually here. In main we have a post block container. So in this container we have to write php for each all post as post. I mean, for each post we will write create a blog post, create a blog post container. So that's why I'm just gonna get this container inside my for each loop here. So that's why here I'm just gonna delete this one. This is the old one. I'm gonna delete, and I'm gonna just say I'm just gonna write another PHP block here. I'm gonna close the for each. By the way, I haven't closed it here. Actually I have closed it here. So for each block, I mean for each post that is stored in the all post variable, we will create a blog post container. Okay, that's the logic here. So this is just simple for loop. Okay, so let me fix that a little. Yeah, now it looks better. So for the title guys, as you can see, I have default just write simple blog post, but because of the users can add their titles, we have to get the title from this post. So I'm gonna create this my PHP tags here. I'm gonna say post title because the title is stored in this post variable here. Okay, so the next thing is actually we have to show that X button here, which is actually this one. If the post is belongs to the logged in user. as like as this one. For example, here I have logged in as some user, but as you can see, whenever I renew my page, actually these are all my posts from database. And as you can see, all of the posts has those X button here. But I want to show the only I want to show this X button only if the post is belongs to the logged in user. Okay, so that's why I'm just gonna write here. I'm gonna put my PHP tag here, and I'm gonna write a if statement here. I'm gonna say if user logged in is not null, if the user is logged in, and if the post user ID is equal to user logged in ID. I'm gonna close this one. If the post is belongs to the logged in user, then I'm gonna show this button here. So I'm gonna write button class button nj, which is bootstrap class, and for now it's okay. I'm gonna show this X button here. By the way, I have to do it like that. Button. Okay, this button is not working right now, but we will implement its functionality as well. So when I come here, as you can see, it shows this one here. So that means we made a little mistake here. So let's go here, and here guys, actually the problem is I think we put this PHP tag inside the button, so we have to just delete this one and this one as well. And when we reload the page, as you can see now it's fixed. And look, this post and this post is belongs to my account, but as you can see the post too is do not belongs to my account. Okay, so now we have to change the dates here. We have to put the created date of the post as like as is this format. So that's why in here I'm just gonna come here this blog post meta, and I will write this one. I will create another PHP block here, and I will say echo post created at. And when I close my PHP tag here, and when I come here and reload the page, as you can see the format is not the same as the format that we want to put here. So that's why I'm just gonna convert this created at I mean this date to the Unix timestamp. To convert it to the Unix timestamp, I'm just gonna create a variable here date, and I will say str or time, which is predefined function in the PHP, and I will give this date here created at. So now whenever I post this date here, as you can see it will be converted to this format. This is the Unix timestamp. So I have converted to Unix timestamp because I can manipulate it and I can convert this Unix timestamp to the format that I would like to do. So that's why here I'm just gonna say I'm gonna create another variable which is converted date, and I will use another predefined function which is called date, and I will say f means full month, and d means the date of the month, and the year is y means year. Okay, so I will give that date, which is the Unix timestamp date, and whenever I print the converted date here, and I'm gonna delete this old one echoes, you will see that it has the format that we would like to do. So I'm gonna relate the page, and as you can see the format is exactly what we want here. The next thing guys, I'm just gonna change this name here because I want to put the blog post owner name here. So that's why in here guys, in this ref tag, in this a tag, I'm just gonna write here php echo user get name, and I will send the user post user ID. User actually the object that we have created here, or we didn't create yet. So okay, let's have it created. So that's why I'm gonna include the users class as well, user.php. So I'm gonna create object from user, which is going to be here. I'm gonna say user will be new user, Okay, I'm creating an object from user class, and here guys, as you can see, I have called to get name function from the user class. I mean, in the user class we have to have this function, but I think we haven't created yet, so I'm gonna create it here. I'm gonna go to here, and I'm gonna just say public function get name. Okay, as a parameter I will get the user ID as well, so I will find the username according to this user ID. So that's why I'm gonna write an SQL statement here, which is going to be select name from users where ID is equal to this one. So I'm gonna create a statement here, and I will say this connection prepare SQL. Another one I'm gonna call the execute function here, and as a parameter I will send this user ID because I want that ID to equal to this user ID. So the next thing is I'm gonna create a user variable here. I'm gonna say fetch. I'm using fetch here because I'm just gonna get one result, okay, not more than one. So then I'm gonna check if user is equal to null, it will return null. Otherwise, it will return username here. That's what I'm gonna write, username. Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna check if there's a user with the user ID, and if there is it, then I'm gonna return this found user's name. Okay, so that's why it automatically print this user's name here. So let's have a go here and let's have a check. I'm gonna reload the page, and as you can see it says John, but this one is test because the user called test is published, this one. Okay, the next step is actually I'm gonna get these blog detail, I mean this post details from the post object. So here I'm just gonna delete this one completely, and I'm just gonna write here php echo post details. So when I reload the page, you will see that it just shows whatever the details is. Okay, actually that's all. And the next thing that I want to do in the next video, I'm gonna show you whenever you click this X button, you will be able to delete the post. So whenever you delete the post, actually it will say post successfully deleted.